Alright, check. Alright, I can hear myself. Okay, good. Yeah. I got another. How many shush am I gonna get? I don't know. But I am gonna get this. Alright, so welcome back to the Great Esoteric Chronicles, where I'm gonna continue where I left off in part 3. This part 2? This is part 3. Really? Is it going any longer than this? Okay. Let's see where I can remember where we left off. Last time, we pitted jurors against each other. And then we somehow progressed through the trial to the point where we somehow have a possibility where McGilded might be innocent. But it involves these people testifying. There are only 2 people on the roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. Hold it! So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck.
Absolutely not. Deacon!
No question about it, he said. Not at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the closed cabin talking with this man here. Oh, God.
Is this true, Mr. McGilded?
Alright, I probably gotta lower the volume here just so I can have this up. Alright, this is all the way up. It's my voice. Alright, dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. So in other words, you fell asleep.
That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you are engaged in.
Let me stop you right there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all? At all? No. It's all about evidence in the court these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. Interesting how you bring that up and easily put him down when he mentions that.
Saw you with my own eyes.
This is going well. Look at them get along. Hold it! Alright, let me double check. Everything fine? Everything's fine. Okay, alright, well, it was on the funnel or in the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly.
Is this some kind of a lock?
Is this some kind of a joke, he said? Is that what this is? Or perhaps one or the other he fell asleep briefly.
Are you fair, Dimkin, sir?
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. My God, the way he...
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in a bit of cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut, and you'd never open them again.
That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you. And we had to put it up because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear ye at all. That's a lie! I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Now, 'twas a cold night. So it was. People who seen things that aren't real in the cold is hardly surprising. Seeing things! Seeing things! Oh, God.
I believe we have reached an impasse on this particular point.
Oh, you! Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in the case, it's only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what the capitalist society is all about. Bad game. This is a competition I should like to be involved in, really. Oh, man. Alright, in any case, I must know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill that man. Okay. So, if I press on all these points, and I come back, and I go back to square one, clearly there's something here I gotta contradict. I'm just gonna press on everything until something may pop up. You know, really kill man. Hold it! So you never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before?
Oh, no. Not once, never.
He'd never met the man before, he said. Never! And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealing with the victim either? That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be honest, sir.
No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us had the remote.
Well, no.
Remote disconnection, gentlemen. I wonder what McGilded has to say.
Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded? Yes, Counsel. What can I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statement give you a pause for thought somehow? Not the remote disconnection? Is that right now? I wonder.
What are you insinuating now?
Mr. Fairplay, it has been too long, so it has.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date.
I beg your pardon?
Hey, you borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
I did an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Oh, bloody hell.
Oh no, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another.
I smoke my pipe. Oh, I feel so sad. No one to share the stank kush with.
What? And young Mr. First?
Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir?
You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat's lying about in your head, is that your own creations, is it?
Oh, well, it's just an apprentice. I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm just learning to find a perfect fit for whatever fine gem walks through the door.
Hey, the perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is.
Many customers like you, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch.
Customers, such as the thrice-fired Mason. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence of hole, my lord.
Oh, this you mean?
I can't help thinking that poor fellow's hand looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say?
Oh! That's one of my hats.
Hey, aye, that it is. So it seemed the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel over with distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir.
Well, there's really nothing more to add, except for me opening my hand up. I had wanted me right to say that the two fellas here having the remotest connection to the victim, you see. Also, I failed at the weird Vulcan hand gesture. I meant to put it open like this. I failed the Vulcan hand gesture many times. I rest my case on this desk in front of me.
You little weasel.
He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGill has certainly been through this in his research, hasn't he? Please don't let me interrupt. Let me little interruption hold up the proceedings. Hat Hunter. Is that a gold trophy? Did I get a gold trophy for having identified the milliner responsible for the victim's hat? I got a frickin' gold trophy for that. Really? Pillow perfection and having examined the bed. Really? Ah, crap. I could have examined the bed in the second episode. Oh my god. forget. Skylight was shut down! Properly open it. Shut the entire time. Alright. Alright. Now, so the reason why Mason has that hat is because he was a customer of Mr. First, who is a hat maker. So you could not possibly open it. Hold it! Are you quite certain about that? And the skylight was shut the entire time.
I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute.
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said.
No, he said lose his block, not lose his... Never mind. Move on. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's fast shut now, just like it was on that night.
So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could likely break through it. It's still and all.
What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand?
Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we?
Let's stop biting your cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind, loudly. I struck myself with it, as it happened. What?
This is unexpected confession, Mr. Fuss.
What? Oh, I just meant to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Really? You made a fart joke? Right on the stand? Oh, dearie me. I did it again. Really?
Mr. Fuss, stop defecating in your trousers there.
Oh, I can't help it. Everyone was looking daggers at me. I went as red as rouge, I did. Made a frickin'.
Are you expecting me to censor you for making a fart joke on the stand?
Oh no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be up, and I tried when I was inside the...
That ain't.
Excuse me. Good, you learned to slam that desk. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? She knows something. The skylight can't be opened on the inside. It can be open on the other. Miss Lestrade! You want to play Coiny Flippy? It opens. Ah, crap. Did I forget the voice? The skylight! Is what we're talking about, right? I put my gun at you, just to be sure. Oh, them skylights open dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon. That's a lie, I tell ya! Otherwise, when I broke wind, I shot myself! You can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh! Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great hole, I had pusses coming out of my ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the form to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Well, anyway, I had a bit of scare. When I lifted the last bloke's puss, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I could top off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used a skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch of the skylight is the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck.
Bailiff! Climb onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims.
So it can only be... Oh my god! See? It can be opened.
Order! 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 I had a heart attack there. So it appears that the street girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo. Naruhodo. This could be the clue we've been looking for.
Well, Council for the Defense, please continue with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Where's your proof? Probably that last statement. Best to examine the omnibus one more time. There were passengers on the roof deck. Let's take a look here. So it can be open. The skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone. Now we should be able to open it. Huh. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. I'm sure the witnesses would be able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Alright, okay, so is there anything else I can examine about this? Or is it just gonna go back to this? Okay, is there any way I can examine that? Or is it just gonna... Certainly see inside the cabin. Okay, what if I just present the omnibus as evidence on the last statement? I've already saved it, but just to be sure I'll save it again. Bad game. Is it really a bad game, considering the fact that you've been here? Or was it Aaron who's been here before? Nah, it was Aaron who's been here. I don't know. Actually, I do. I just gotta go through the previous live stream. Alright, so... I'm going to assume... I can submit the omnibus as proof, so... OBJECTION! It didn't work. Let's just consider the implications of that statement for a moment, shall we? It didn't work. One implication council, nothing strikes me about it. Okay, fine, it didn't work. So I have to do something about that. Like to save game, start playing from this save game. So the omnibus isn't working. Where's your proof? Hold it! So, what if I press this statement after I found the previous? Proof.
That's right, I demand hear it.
We came here to see what we saw, I tell ya. Not for this!
But you call us both shysters. Brand us as criminals.
You call us liars, that's what he means. And accuse us of doing it. As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves now, is there? I believe we're in much as the same position as one another here. If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth. Huh. I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way. I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGillen either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against the decisive evidence, including the members of the jury. So you're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely. Okay, what if I go to the last statement? Wait. Okay, here, and then examine the omnibus by opening the carriage, going inside, and looking at the skylight from the inside. Well, let's open the door. See the motor. Now we can examine the skylight. Nothing. Ooh. Oops. Wait, I see something. Yes, it does open very wide. Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Is that blood there? Why someone like me? Is that blood on the edge? Ah! What is it? Look! Just here! Look at this! blood. That's, without question, is blood. Why would there be blood, a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Details, there's bloodstains visible on the frame of the skylight when it is open. So there we go. Now we can submit that as evidence. So... objection! There we go. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof. Remains clearly visible on the omnibus that stands before us in this very courtroom.
What? There! That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't! I mean, we didn't do it until you. It's impossible! Or as they say in Japanese, bakona! Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom.
Counsel!
My lord!
I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, What exactly within the omnibus is this evidence which you allude?
I'm gonna save it again to make sure I get it right. Because I do that all the time. It's here.
Will you point out what it is that proves the victim fell through the roof deck, through the skylight?
Here. So... here!
By Jupiter! Is that blood?
This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh boy! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabinet himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime.
No! Order!
Hold it.
What the?
But, I can't stop saying blood. Everybody's got bloods. But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin.
And only found its way in that one particular spot of the skylight, sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But, what he said! There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean... Why don't we have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. Ferris? 'Tis all too plain, if you see. There's blood. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow dropped from the fair height right there, so dear.
What? No.
But it can't be. It's all.
Yours! My fellow jury members. I think we can all agree that it's clear proof of the defendant's innocent, can't we?
What the? I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I got a clockwork orange expression on me head. You got nothing to say?
I won't tolerate any of the guild's couches being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection.
What? A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what will you be referring to there now, Lord Garnetzx?
A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason.
You're gonna say that blood stain on the floor wasn't there before? It wasn't there.
That smear of blood never existed!
Objection.
What are you talking about?
Is there for all to see, and it's clearly blood?
Objection.
Oops, oh wait.
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can say with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began.
But
Are you suggesting, Lord Garnetzx, that the stain of blood was...
Fabricated, my lord, yes. And while this court has been in session...
what? Okay. Hey, what a pal of air. I must say I didn't expect such a crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Garnetzx. But I'm Magnus McGildy, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Miss McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Garnetzx. This will not do, to be sure. Who's it now, Counsel? Am I gonna have to agree with one or the other? Oh, no! I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say. But, if you will cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there had been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, Counselor? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session.
My learned friend, here's to you hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words.
I'm gonna have to choose to agree with somebody. Am I gonna have to say that that blood has possibly been there before or not? What if I just agree to Garnetzx? What does McGilded have to say? As you wish. For someone who tampered with the omnibus during the trial, if you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. Is that the question? It could have been possible. Yes, it is possible because that huge smoke. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh!
Good gracious! Explain yourself, Counsel!
Yes, there is. It seems my Lord Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit.
Just say it.
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly. The recess that we were forced to take. As a result, the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. What is going on? Alright, we're just going through. Escape, secure the omnibus. Okay, so basically that happened before, and we're just retelling it. The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? Ooh, he's pissed off. What are you trying to pull, ye? You rotten feckless gouger! Feckless? Gouger? You're supposed to be defending me! Here's a wicked plot! 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so 'tis!
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated early as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies such as.
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat was emptied. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Unfortunately, Roll 5-6, no one's able to corroborate your claims.
That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is a result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord, no doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things.
What do you think? Sorry? How about the omnibus? Oh, crap. Do I have to answer another question? I gotta answer another question. Okay. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have an inkling. My lord.
Yes, counsel.
There is one further inconsistency. The blood on the floor. I don't think that was there before. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you'd better start watching your back.
Objection!
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
Grr. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's true and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is the alleged mark that you claimed appeared during the trial?
Okay, it's the blood on the floor. That wasn't there before, as far as I can tell, so... Take that! Or got it. If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought in the courtroom.
Good lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel.
Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that is a very careless slip of the tongue.
I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it is unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Did I just indict the accused straight up? Darr! What? This trial is over! What the hell? Mr. McGilded, I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you're the defendant. It's over, I tell you! Ooh, he's pissed off. Memory. Recollection. What people think that's all. It's all nonsense. Facts are what count, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now. Ah, well. And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it had been, that Crawford Henry by the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Garnetzx. Well, my lord! What the?
I must concur with the defendant. The unfilmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much inexistent. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Garnetzx, what is your position?
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. So you literally cannot continue?
Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, we shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
Ah, dang it. Every time they ask, I need your opinion, and I save it immediately. Ah, dang it. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Miss McGill would be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is that really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense! Your closing statement, please!
Yes, my lord. The defense believes the defendant is innocent. The defendant could be guilty. Really? I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
What are you saying, man?
Let's piss off McGilded one more time. Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good! Good gracious me!
Am I gonna undermine everything I've done?
Order! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind?
Yes. Ah ha 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 ha! Da 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 da! Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Ah! Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? It's just the right honorable gentleman, so succinctly to put it afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement, there was, how did he put it now? None more than a formality. What? Ah ha 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 ha! Went full Wario right there.
Yeah. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. You're still saying the same thing? The stinking rich are always guilty of something. Mark my words! I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park.
Now that
Now the proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
You're gonna say not guilty. I thank you kindly, my lord.
I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court.
Objection.
But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth.
Lord Garnetzx,
my lord.
the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple.
Ooh, that must hurt.
If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place.
Oh man.
My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection.
But wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Garnetzx ordered the evidence to be secured.
I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's so unfair.
The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer a judgment.
What?
Well, Lord Garnetzx, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. One who will promptly stab me in the back. I will stab you back.
You mean to tell me there's been a grand waste of time?
'Tis a law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus McGilded.
Oh, good grief, you've more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Well, something to really look forward to then. Ah, ha, 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 ha. What?
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Not guilty. Nobody really celebrates it despite the confetti. Was that a real victory? Despite getting a not guilty? Can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. Oh man, everybody doesn't like this. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in the Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us. A victory nonetheless, but at what cost? Letting a very terrible rich guy get away. 18th February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Ah, yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. With one screw-up. But I managed to continue. Oh, man, it's been a long while. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mr. Sato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy, but we're not, because McGilded is such a bastard. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did? Mr. McGillen! And that girl's with them too. Lestrade. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 60 Mars fireworks they do letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. Oh, what on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out there a free man then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. Was it really not a hundo that actually did it despite looking for inconsistencies? Despite the fact that you had some hand in it? You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say. You had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong! Wahaha! But his water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilly, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? They've all seen that I didn't do that audacious and obstinate deed. It's grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. The truth is, I suck at the Vulcan salute again. I've absolutely faith in them, so I have. After all, I'm a faithless person. I do be providing a good number of the wages with all the taxes I pay. Wahaha! Wahaha! It's not that funny. No, Wario mode is not funny. So then, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your trouble, fella. Oh, purple ice. Hi! Hi. Hi. Wait, who's Purple Ice? Did I even talk to you before? I don't know. But hi anyways. I'm gonna say hi back. Hi! Hi! Oh no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Be wished! You're humble people, are you? You from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still in all, you deserve a reward.
Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
Into the courtroom. What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to be scheduled.
Well, I must be making tracks now. I'm a railroad businessman. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to be examining the omnibus again, so I'm told. I'm asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again. Now. Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, do be doing my best to help where I can. It's a gentleman's duty, so it is. Oh yes. So then, cast my spell on your head. I'm a wizard. Fairly well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yours. I hope you're having a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. We won. But at what cost? And there he goes, a free man. A free, terrible man. Ijiwaranashito. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Please don't pull your gun. You're gonna pull your gun. Why? Why? Is that a blow dryer? Don't move! Whereas I want to stay, gotta move on. Whereas I want to say, gotta move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Ah, dang it. Ah, I gotta have my melatonin again. I'll have to take it in a second. Let's just try. Will you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry. And I ate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. What the? Who is this? Naughty, naughty, running off like that? Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? And taking that with you as well? I was looking forward to the trial of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha! What the? Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. It's so racist out there. If you have to shroud it in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. You have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing onto a different army bus, and she pinched it! Luckily, I fitted it with the telegraphic beacon. I tell her, what's it, what? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory. What? What for? Ugh. To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician. What? You mean say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? Humph! I don't listen to no adult. Come along then, follow me. Fine, how about your way? Oh good, you see, I knew you wanted to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that is what she wants, is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. Assuming that is a gun, but why is there a heart on top of it? And why does it look familiar? Like, the lens of it is similar to the lens from Sherlock Holmes. What the? We'll be leaving now, then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. Wait, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? She was a lively one. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way too? Yes, you're right. But, where to? Oh! We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner than we arrived in London than we thought to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings. But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we can spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilly Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of the year, but our youthfulness will see it through. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elder one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilly down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room, or mansion. But, at least we're not financially beholden to McGilly. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. What the?
What's going on? Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick!
What the?
How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
But who?
can't be.
Now, who could possibly be stuck in there? That's a real question. End. What it down. Should I end it here? Bronze Trophy, the Realm of the Reaper. Probably for finishing episode 3. Ooh. There's also another one. Are we like halfway finished of the first game? Adventure, episode 5, The Greatest Attorney, Adventures, for completion of episode 1, The Resolve. So there are 2 games in this pack. So we're actually like a quarter or a third way. Save the current progress. Yes. Oh my god. The Adventure, The Clouded Kokoro. Kokoro? I do have time to continue, but I actually want to end it early because I want to go to bed. I gotta get stuff ready for tomorrow. Clouded Kokoro. I know Kokoro. Isn't that Japanese for heart? So the clouded heart? So someone's heart is very clouded. I wonder why. Oh well. In any case, I gotta get going. I might as well end it early. I gotta sleep. I'm tired. I gotta go to bed early. I gotta recover early. I gotta get stuff done tomorrow. I gotta get up early from work. I gotta pay more bills. Blah, 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 the end. So I got a short live stream for tonight, and I'll come back to this tomorrow, maybe, because I should be able to get stuff done. I should be well rested by then. I gotta have a better sleep quality. But in any case, I gotta get going. Thanks to everybody anyone for actually joining. I appreciate it nonetheless. I apologize if it might have been off a bit and I wasn't getting things done. But I'm glad to get it done. So in the meantime, I gotta stop right here. I will resume tomorrow. And I will see you all tomorrow night.